Hey, Bug, how are you? Good morning. What are you doing this morning? I'm doing good. Trying to wake up. Hi, Fire and Air Tarot. How are you? Good morning. Running a little late this morning, but it's gonna be about creepy stuff. Right? I don't know what it is about today, but I just trying to wake up. I didn't get my normal coffee, I guess. That's what it is. I'm gonna blame that. It's gonna be about missing flights. It's gonna be about how your mom got started in all this. That's what it's gonna be about. Hey, Blue. I'm trying to wake up. Me too, Fire and Air. I'm trying. I have a little bit of coffee, but it's not my normal brew. My coffee maker decided to go funky this morning or something. It didn't brew all my coffee. How is everybody this morning? How you doing, Blue? Wait for a few more people to come in. Good, good to hear. I like hearing that. Yeah, I can understand that, definitely. Well, I just bought this coffee maker, but I think what it is I told my husband to get a toothbrush so I can really scrub the. It comes with a little mesh screen, so I think that's part of the problem, but we'll see. So today we're going to be talking about how I got started in all this. This is the story that broke, that shot me down the rabbit hole, that started this channel, I guess. Hey, Ron, welcome. The one time that I go down the rabbit hole, like fully down the rabbit hole, where I was on Reddit every hour on the hour, I was researching crazy stuff every minute of the day. It definitely sent me on a spiral. Good morning, Anton. How you doing, hon? It sent me on a spiral of wanting to figure out things. It opened me up to a lot of things. Let's say that. And let's go ahead. I will go ahead and get started. Maybe. Hold on. And watch your ears. Here comes the intro. Good morning, everyone. It is time for the Shadows of the Moon show. As always, we are live on YouTube, DLive, Facebook, Twitch, and Mixer under the same name, Shadows of the Moon. So if you haven't yet, come on over and join the conversation. It is What If Wednesdays, where we question cryptoids, UFOs, aliens, cover-ups, and everything under the sun. So, do we have our thinking caps on? If so, let's begin the ride down the rabbit hole.
And now, coming to you live from Alaska, here's a woman that has been around many moons and has seen many shadows. Here is your host, Shadows of the Moon.
Good morning, guys. What's going on? What is going on? Get everything set up. Yes, Danielle. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that we're like totally shut down. Valdez is shut down. Exactly. I agree, Anton. You are exactly right. The best thing you can do in life is follow your dreams, whatever the cost. Definitely. Definitely. Um, I mean, everything's still shut down here except the grocery store. More things are open than people realize, but it's like at your own risk type thing. You know, everybody's respecting everybody. And I believe a lot of that is why we don't have one case here in Valdez. So, with that being said, how is everybody this morning? What's going on? How you doing? Like I said in the beginning, I had somebody ask me what started it all for me. What made me think about doing a channel? But there was a lot of reasons. You guys have heard some of them. But when it came to controversies and cover-ups and stuff, this is the story that started it all. This, like I said, made me jump down the rabbit hole. I was constantly on Reddit. I was constantly on Twitter. I was constantly everywhere researching this stuff, right? Do you guys remember the Malaysia flight that went missing? If you don't, basically in 2017, or I'm sorry, 2018. When did the Malaysia plane go? I don't even know when it went missing. I've been trying to research, so I bumped off a couple things, and I had everything set up, and you know how it goes with me. It was I believe it was in 2017 that it actually went missing. Or, hey, Andy, no worries. Right? I hear you, Andy. Believe me, I hear you. No, maybe it was earlier than that, because this says 2014. It could have been 2014. Anyway, the plane went missing. There was a lot of conspiracy theories going on about it. Of where it was, what was going on. And then a whole thing on Twitter began. And as far as I know, they still haven't found the plane. As far as I know, I think they found a piece of it, but I'm not sure. I really haven't followed up on it, and I really should, right? But when it happened, or after it happened, I should say, this whole thing started on Twitter. And even though I've always loved conspiracy theories, jumping down rabbit holes, I never, ever really took anything seriously. I never delved into it, if that makes sense. Until this freaking started happening. So after it happened, there was a Twitter user named Ty that got a message on his phone. And I'll go ahead and play this message for you. Let me know if you can hear it okay. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate it. Hold on one sec. It'll be starting up here.
Sierra, Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra, India, Tango, India, Sierra, Delta, India, Romeo, Echo, Foxtrot, Oscar, Romeo, Yankee, Oscar, Uniform, Tango, Oscar, Echo, Victor, Alpha, Charlie, Uniform, Alpha, Tango, Echo, Bravo, Echo, Charlie, Alpha, Uniform, Tango, India, Oscar, Uniform, Sierra, Tango, Hotel, Echo, Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, November, Oscar, Tango, Hotel, Uniform, Mike, Alpha, November, 042933964230, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra, Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra.
Okay, so obviously it's a message, right, that came through. And what had happened is, not that. It says on March 13, 2018, a Twitter user by the name of Ty uploaded a screen recording of the voicemail he received. The voicemail featured an automatic message reciting a code in the NATO photonic alphabet. And it was translated to read, S, danger. SOS, it is dire to you to evacuate. Be caution, they are not human. And then a series of numbers. And then it started over. Okay. And he just, like I do, basically, if I get something weird, I'm going to come to you guys and be like, what do you guys think of this? And that's what he did on his Twitter. So his Twitter gained massive amounts of attention. And I remember going on for a couple days. Like, I didn't jump on it like right away. You know what I mean? I didn't see it and was like, oh my God, I got to watch this or I got to follow this. I really didn't do that, if that makes sense. I let it play out a little bit, but I would see, because I follow a bunch of things that go on. I didn't follow him, but I would always go back and search for his name and see if he posted anything else. So other Twitter's users began responding to the various theories, and Ty also started receiving unusual direct messages in Morse code in other languages. This is when he started getting other messages from different people, and people started coding it. That's when it gained my interest. It piqued my interest, right? And due to one of the Morse code messages, original speculation was the voicemail served as a warning for impending doomsday on April 18, 2018. Obviously, the theory didn't turn out to be correct as the world didn't end. Another theory suggests that it was a link between the voicemail and Stephen Hawking's death. The most compelling theory populated that the voicemail was the message from Malaysia Airline Flight 370. Now, like I said, at first I was like, come on, you know what I mean? What's going on here? And so I sat there and I just watched, right? And I really wasn't into it yet. I wasn't, hey, Amy, how you doing, hon? I am doing well. Thank you so much. We're just reminiscing on how I got started doing all this. One of the aspects of it anyway. So again, I was skeptical. I was like, but him getting these voicemails and messages from people was very odd to me. Like, I mean, I could understand the blow up. You know what I mean? That's a freaking weird ass message for him to get. But when they started coding it and everything, like I said, that's when it started to pique my interest. So it says, due to one of the Morse code messages, originally especially, yeah, I already read that, Missy. 370 disappeared while flying from Kaluga Lumpur in Beijing, in March 18th, 2014. The Malaysian military radar lost contact with the plane when it was over the Andaman Sea. Andaman Sea. The passengers and crew were presumed dead, although only bits of debris have ever been found. There's little explanation about what went wrong on the flight and why it went missing. Oh, no problem, Amy. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. So the voicemail was linked to 370 because the coordinates of the message were allegedly close to where the flight vanished from radar. And this is where it got interesting because they did the coordinates, of those long numbers. And that's what happened. Twitter's users speculated that the voicemail was actually recorded from the plane's black box, which would explain why the message contained SOS. The theory posted that the flight encountered an inhuman form, which could explain the mysterious disappearance. Okay, Amy, no worries. Sounds good. The black box is a small device, of course, that's responsible for recording messages. It contains two parts, a voice recorder for the cockpit and data recorder at the tail of the aircraft. The cockpit voice recorder can record up for 2 hours in a loop. It's virtually indestructible. In case of a crash, the black box will emit pings until it dies. The voicemail was an unusual format for a traditional phone call, and it appears that the message is looped, as there was an extra S at the beginning. This would support the black box theory. It's unlikely, however, that the black box survived 4 years after the disappearance of the plane. An interaction with extraterrestrial life or an alternative life form could explain for the unusual transmission of messages years later. There is still no explanation why Twitter user Ty was the person to receive the odd messages. And in an interview, he explains that he didn't like the publicity he received. He received death threats and hate comments. It appears that it would have he has no motivation to concoct a hoax since he had deactivated his account. And he did. For a while after, he deactivated his account because he was just sick of it all. He was just asking, and I seen the interview that he gave, and I believe he only gave an interview to one person, and he seems legit. I mean, to me, you know what I mean? In not wanting, he was just asking, what the hell is this? Why did I get it on my voicemail? While the theory is certainly a bit far-fetched, the specific of the messages are eerie and interesting. There's no hard evidence that the passenger crew had alien encounter, but the coordinates and format of the message make it unlikely for a simple prank. Now, there was a whole thing on Reddit, and I tried like hell to go and find this whole Reddit thread, but of course they've taken it down by now, which sucks because I'm telling you, I looked everywhere for it. If you put in hashtag flight 370 or Malaysia flight 370, you'll still find like bits and pieces. What brought me even more is these people were like retweeting it, and then their tweets would disappear. They weren't deleting them. They would just go missing, right? I wish to God that I could find, where is that one that I had up here? Hold on a minute. I wish I could find the whole Reddit thing, because that was a cool thread, and it was very, like, there was a lot of info in there. Hold on, let me get this up there. Oh, that sucks that I got rid of that one thing. I don't know. So I'm going to tell you some of the theories that happened with the Malaysia. Do you guys have any theories of what happened with that plane? Because I know a couple of them aren't on here when I read this. And I tried searching too about there was a whole theory about a military base on this island, and I couldn't find anything about that again. It really sucks because I really wanted to get into this. No, not bookmarks. Jesus. Let me see if I can find it. See, as I was, that's the island in Indonesia. My internet is, I don't know what's going on with my internet today. It's going like really slow. No, where the hell? I don't want the theories. There was one page that had the whole explanation of it, or what they thought. But I'll go over. Gotcha, yeah. No, I know. And that was the thing. It wasn't the news sites that was talking about it. It was, people like you and me that were like posting this stuff. So here are some of the theories anyway that some of the people were talking about. Here are some of the wildest theories on how why MH370 disappeared. One of the most imaginative stories came from rounds in recent weeks in that the pilot's captain, I can't even pronounce her name, parachuted out of the plane to meet his secret lover while on a boat. See, I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's so crazy. Everything I pull up is so laggy. A lot of people think that this happened. Another popular explanation that involves sudden cabin depressurization. And then obviously the co-pilot was at the controls, and he was the only one left alive, flying the plane alone for hours before crashing. The sudden lack of oxygen would have killed all passengers and crew within 15 minutes. However, Hammond was insulated from the worst effects of the cockpit. So I can understand that. I can get that, Andy. I definitely could understand that. But there could have been a lot going on behind the scenes, definitely. But I really don't think that was one of these situations. But yes, I definitely agree with you. A lot of news stuff happens because they don't want us to see the big picture. I totally agree with that. A remote cyber hijacking. In his book Beneath Another Sky, A Global Journey into History, historian Norman Davies said technology designed to prevent another 9/11 style terror attack by allowing planes to be controlled remotely could have been exploited by cyber spooks. He suggested the plane, which was equipped with Boeing's Honeywell uninterruptible autopilot onboard computer could have been hacked and then reprogrammed and flown to a secret location. Exactly. As soon as there was gossip about a politician or celeb, I turned away from it and began looking elsewhere. Exactly. I agree. I totally agree. But these weren't full of, like, when it came to there was no celebrities on board. There was no, although I do think there was like a prince or something on board, if I remember right. There was cracks in the plane, so that could lead to a mid-air breakup, but there was no debris found, except like for one, little, I think it was part of the wing. In 2018, a British video producer claimed he had spotted the aircraft's remains in Cambodia using images from Google Map, which were dated for that year. Ian Wilson claimed he had found the remains deep in the Cambodia jungle, producing images that show what appears to be the plane, about 70 meters long. The actual plane is officially measured as being 63.7 meters long. I don't know. There was 239 people on board, like passengers, not like Army. This isn't an Army plane. This was a general passenger plane. Yeah, and that was one of the speculations, Andy, with this, and I wish I could find it. So much has been taken off or taken down about this. It's not even funny. I was on here last night, and that's why I was kind of late coming, live this morning. It's because I was still trying to find this shit. And it's so weird because I remember checking into it like a couple months ago when everything was still there. Right. It only has to be involved with the wrong people. I totally get it. And one of the theories, that's why I wanted to freaking find it, is that there's a secret island, military island. And that's where they took the plane. Right, yeah. Yeah, see, well, I don't go to the dark web. That I won't do. That I saved that for QAnon and Anonymous and all that. They can have all that. But I will say, Andy, this story led me to listening to Q, listening to Anonymous. You know what I mean? All those different, like that. Why can't I find that? Because it had more about I'm telling you, it had more on it with the codes. Because after he got this code, I had two things open. Let me see if this has it. Okay, let me see if this, there we go. All right. Well, it doesn't have all of it. So he gets this Ty gets this voicemail, right? He starts talking about it. Yep, whoops, we couldn't access this tweet. Since then, it had 7 million views. I'm sure this was a couple years ago. And all these people came together coding it, like getting the codes and everything. Every time he would get a code, because people would write him, DM him, and it came out, like it says SOS danger. It is dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious. They are not human. And then everybody thought, because it said 418 in there, that something was going to happen on 418. That's true, Andy. You're right. You're so right. You're right. And that's what pisses me off. It pisses me off. Others used to set work on a number sequence. They appear to be a set of coordinates when plugged into Google Map, led to the location in Africa and another near Malaysia. The latter, many users noted, was very close to where Malaysian airline flight vanished from radar, leading to speculation that the voicemail was a recording of the doomed plane's encounter with an alien craft. Are you saying that Malaysia Flight 370 encountered something non-human? Asked user Geo in a post retweeted more than 6,000 times. User Tyleesh responded, "It's a police code. It says danger. It's dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious. They are not human. SOS, danger, SOS." Ty also posted unsettling direct messages that he receiving on his Twitter account, one in Indonesian, another in Malay, a couple in Morse code, and one that appeared to be 5 grouping of numbers. The Indonesian message, when run through Google Translate, turned out to be a warning. End the post you just shared about the recording on your phone. Okay, Amy, take care, hon. Be safe. Several users decided the numerical sequences in the Morse code, got this, they are taking over, and some cryptic lines about the late scientist Stephen Hawking, which read, "The message received is well related to Stephen Hawking's death. You are not ready to face them." The numerical sequence alluded to April 18th as some kind of day of reckoning, rapture, or the day they were taking over. Disturbingly, a few nights before he started receiving the messages, Ty posted an odd event, which is unknown man drive by his home and took photographs at 3 a.m. using a flash camera. Now he believes that the man with the camera is linked to the voicemail and direct messages he received. He was coming back from, I forgot where he said he was coming back, but there was a car out in front of his house with this guy taking 3 a.m. in the morning. Who the hell does that? Why? Right? And then he starts getting these messages. Since this post went viral, turning Twitter into a hotbed of paranormal activity and analysis, others equally unsettled users have come forward to say that they have too received the creepy voicemail. Twitter's users Besappear received the same automatic voicemail as Ty, except his recording featured a lengthy message about aliens before Voices launched the NATO photonic alphabet. This is what it says. "This is not a test. This is not a joke. Over the past several years, we have been wanting to send an automatic voice message to people who understood and are not afraid. One message at a time will make many know the truth that other biological beings have been walking the supreme creation that sustains life, Earth. A planet created just like our own with technological advancements. You as a human race have kept yourself strong and living, but as chaos comes to your planet, we must show ourselves to prove that there is a difference between different ways to keep peace. Many do not agree with what we say, so they may hunt us down." Hey Eli, how you doing, hon? Welcome, welcome. "Your accomplishments are as follows. You have created religions on biased, unrealistic gods. We have created a government that is corrupt, and will fall soon. Your weaponry is only advanced from our technology, which you have scavenged from your own. The liquid lands you call your oceans contain many secrets, including some unintelligible, sunk down to the abyss. We will make ourselves known for the best of our utmost capabilities. Clear your airspace for safe consequences." Yeah, you're right, Andy. Yeah. I have seen that movie, I believe. Is that the one? Phenomenon. I'm trying to think. Who's in that movie, Andy? However, there is indications that messages part of an alternative reality and a complex puzzle similar to Cicada. Now, if you don't know what Cicada is, John Travolta, that's what I thought. No, that's Michael. I knew what you meant. I get Travolta. I know how that. I know what you. I know the pain. The struggle is real. But yeah, Cicada. If you don't know what Cicada is a nickname given to an organization that on 3 occasions has posted like these puzzles. I know what? Why would you say that? They're internet puzzles, right? And some have said that Cicada is a cult, or whatnot, but it's one of the most elaborate puzzles on the internet. Some have speculated that Cicada is actually, or cicada, whatever you want to call it, or how you call it. No, I was never. I mean, he's got beautiful eyes, but that's about it. Cicada was way too for the CIA, NSA, MI6, and Masonic, of course, recruiting. If you can solve these puzzles, you know what I mean? And they're hard puzzles. I'm not going to lie. They're very hard puzzles. But it's like this reality game, right? So they think a lot of speculation was that it was part of the Cicada, a great thing a Cicada coming up with, which ran years before, was reportedly cracked in 2014. No, not really. Maybe in his later years, but I never had the hots for him. A Twitter account called 914, run by someone with the handle Lunar Rabbits, has a pinned tweet dated March 17, which suggests that might be the case. And it read, "This event is nowhere related to the catastrophic events of April 18th, is definitely safe. All other accounts are impersonating. Reason to hold this event to help people solve an upcoming global cicada event. Reason to hold this event is to aware people with knowledge." Where are the other codes? Oh my God. One of the other conspiracy supernatural forces, thanks to Reddit, for the theories that the plane could have been snatched out of the sky by aliens or a wormhole that sent it back in time, like once occurred in the episode of The Twilight Zone. We're big fans of the Occam's razor, which suggests that the theory that the fewest assumptions is most likely to be correct. That means the plane most likely crashed in a gigantic Indian Ocean, and no debris was found because the search for the missing aircraft started in the wrong place. But until, if ever, we get more evidence, the reasonable guess is no more sure than any of these. Or maybe a meteor hit it. There was a lot of strange things. I don't know where my things went. I had a full, did I put them over here by accident? Hold on. Nope. You got to be careful when, Andy. Hey, Lunar, how are you, hon? How you doing? Meteor or missile? Of course, they speculated that North Korea took it, that it was shot down. The murdered diplomat. Another conspiracy theory surrounds the death of a Malaysian diplomat who had spent years investigating the crash. In August 2017, Zahid Razia, and I probably said that wrong, the honorary Malaysian consul in Madagascar, was shot dead in Madagascar's capital. It is an apparent assassination. But it was said that he appeared to have been specifically targeted and claimed that he had received death threats before this. Others say it was a life insurance scam, which, yeah, let's take out a whole, hey, Ron, how you doing? I'm doing good, Mary. Thanks for asking. So I'll tell you where this is going. Now, when I had my astro travel, that's true, Andy. When I did my astro travel, I didn't tell you guys, in the beginning, I told people about this. What started my whole, whole alien thing came from this story. And I'll explain why. When I had my astro travel, where I was looking for the Akashic records, when I say that, oh, wow. Wow. See? Yeah, Mary. Damn. Yeah, that's cool to hear. So when I did my astro travel, I, went up above the earth. That's where the Akashic records were. The book was like on a pedestal, that you put books on. Or what do you call them? Where like when ministers read the Bible, they got it up on the thing. But anyway, it was like in a bubble, right? Now, when I couldn't see myself, it was like I was just energy. I couldn't really I didn't have like hands. I didn't feel anything but love. Okay. And it was so weird because I kept telling people, or, people that I trust, obviously, the creatures that I saw reminded me, and I've said this before, and I still can't remember what movie it was from. It's either Leviathan or The Abyss, where he goes down and he's got the blue things coming. That glowing type blue is what I saw, but the aliens were something different. But they had that blue glow to them, right? And when I was reading this story, somebody had brought up Pleiadians. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Pleiadian? You know what I mean? So I go searching for Pleiadians. And at first I saw like these people and I was like, no, that's not them. That's not what I saw. Well, I didn't, I was just looking through the Pleiadians. I'm like, okay, this is what Pleiadians are. I was reading about them and everything. And then, I don't know why I clicked off of that one thing, but the blue in it stands out to me. God bless America. There. These people, that's kind of what I saw when I was up astral projecting. And it freaked me out so much because I was like, how do these people know what I saw in my astral projection? Do you know what I mean? I was just like, it floored me. It floored me. I was like, they should not have known what I seen in my astral projection. I have never studied anything like this before. I was a witch basically my whole life. I didn't look for aliens or anything like this. Like, what I'm saying is this couldn't have been implanted in my mind. But I remember that specific blue, like the movie The Abyss. Was it The Abyss? I always get those two movies mixed up. But I remember it was glowing like that blue. Yeah, Andy, and it trips you out, right? It trips you out because you're like, I didn't wait a minute. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what to think. So this whole conspiracy started me on like researching aliens and shit. So that's basically how I got started in doing all this. Like one thing led to another, because nobody should see that image. That's what I saw in my astral travel. How the fuck did people know what I saw? You know what I mean? You start questioning. And so that's when I started studying about aliens. Now, mind you, hi, Jim. How you doing? Thank you so much for the... Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you for the ice creams. You're awesome. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate that. You the bomb. But yeah, I mean, I really got freaked out about that because of the fact that, it was my astral projection. Right? Exactly. And there's no way that I could have brought, maybe there is a way I could brought people into my astral projection, but there was nobody. When I say that I saw the Akashic records, I was above the earth. I was in space. I don't know where in space. I just know I could look down, even though I didn't have a head. It was very weird. Like I had sight, but I didn't have, I couldn't touch. I didn't smell anything. I didn't taste anything. I couldn't see my body, but I looked down, I could see Earth. I could see the bubble. I was up near the bubble of the Akashic records. But like I said, hey, Shrimp Shack, how you doing? Like I said, it was the fact that at that point in time when I astral traveled, I was all knowing. I didn't need to look at the Akashic records because I knew how everything worked. Welcome to YouTube, Ghost Hunter Jim. You guys are awesome. I thank you so much. But yeah, this is how it all got started was this, right? So I went to Reddit this morning and somebody asked, did we ever find out what happened to Malaysia Flight 370? And 4 years ago now. It was in the news just yesterday. The Australia-led search team has been combing the ocean floor in the 7th Arc area since September of 2014, turning up no traces of the supposedly crashed Malaysia plane. They're the only evidence that Flight 370 may be in the Indian Ocean. It has been a single piece of debris identified as part of the plane's wing that washed up on the island beach since July, about 1,000 miles from the official search. In the investigation complete their search without finding the wreckage of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, they now say that they may reconsider a theory that had been previously dismissed. The theory is the person was at controls of the plane the whole way, guiding the rogue plane to parts unknown. That way, the investigators say they can explain how Flight 370 failed to end up in the area where the calculations predicted the wreckage should lie. It was I want to say it was like both. It was like right in between. Like it was mental sight, but as it was happening, it was like right in front of me. Like I could reach out and touch things, even though I don't remember seeing hands. You know what I mean? It was definitely, I don't remember leaving my body, so to speak. I mean, I do, but not as vivid as like my near-death experience or my out-of-body experience. Well, my out-of-body experience, I didn't see myself leave my body or feel anything. That's why I got that what the fuck just happened moment. Nice, Shrimp Shack. It's always nice when you can fire up the barbecue. Somebody said they have two thoughts. The idea of the plane disappearing is terrifying, but I can't be sure why. I guess just spooky mystery. And number two, I feel like a lot of these predictions about where the plane should have been are full of shit and they really don't know. But one way they don't know, but no one wants to say that. But I wanted to see, okay, here's a subreddit, but let's see. Yeah, see. It's so, I don't know. Do you guys have do you guys have a theory of what happened to the plane? What do you guys think? I wish they didn't take all this shit down. Remember years ago, you could search for anything. Especially, I wanted to find out about this. Yeah, Jim. I mean, it's crazy, right? I'm trying to skim and see if anybody talks about the freaking island. Apparently, in August of 2019, they're still working on locating a new search Earth area. Right. Well, that's what I want to find, because it's supposedly like, God, I wish I could remember everything about it. The island was a military facility that nobody knows about. It went on to this whole conspiracy theory, obviously. Investigators discover mystery 90-kilogram load was added to cargo flight list, but not revealed until later. I mean, they're finding old stuff, old crash stuff all the time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. It's weird that they don't find a freaking. What the heck? Okay. All right. Let's see what these people say. Oh, we're not.
Just let me know.
The search was initially concentrated around the location of the flight's disappearance between the South China Sea and the Gulf of Thailand. The search area was soon expanded, however.
That's true. That's true. Too many questions. Yeah, not enough viable answers. Right. It's weird that the pages I had open are gone too. Get rid of that. But this is basically what started my whole, one of the reasons that started my whole channel. I wanted to dive into things. So, and what brought me to think about this was last night me and Eddie watched, yesterday we watched a show. I don't know if you guys seen it on History Channel. It's called Black Files. I like watching that. It's basically newly released undeclassified stuff. They put it into perspective. And then last night before we went to bed, we watched Skinwalker Ranch, of course. That's true. That's true, Andy. You're right. It is. I don't think it'll ever be solved. Definitely. I agree. I mean, they had, the CIA, which you're saying, the CIA always knows shit that they don't tell us. Right? And they had China and Edward Snowden, Egyptian Air Link, just a whole bunch of shit. But right. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Welcome. But yeah, I mean, so we were watching Black Files, right? And it was so funny how it just all popped into my head, because you know how my mind works, right? You guys have known me long enough to know how my mind works. It's all over the freaking place. But so we were watching the Black Files yesterday. After this, I watched it right before I fell asleep. After my nap, after my show. So we're watching it and they were talking about, how they were, this episode had to deal with how they're keeping our army safe, what they came up with a long time ago, what they're working on. I mean, obviously they can't say what they're working on now, but kind of, sort of, they can say, that's cool, Mike. Sometimes it works, Andy. Sometimes. So they were making this stuff. Do you remember the whole high school experiment with the cornstarch and the water and that? You can dip your finger in it and it's like water, it's like milk. But if you punch at it, it becomes a solid, right? And they were talking about how they're doing that, and that, they put this liquid on paper and shot a gun, not a gun as in real ammo, but it was like not a Nerf gun either. Okay, Eli. And what happened was the thing that they shot out of it, it's like a paintball, I think it was, or something like that, bounced off this liquid. So they're trying to come up with something that, goes over the suit, that meshes with the Kevlar. And the more force you tap this stuff with, the more harder it is, if that makes sense. You can look it up. It's an old experiment. So we watched that. Then last night we were watching, like I said, Skinwalker Ranch, because I can't miss that. Because that's my favorite place to be. And I was watching that, and all of a sudden they found this mass. What's going on here? They found this mass underneath Skinwalker Ranch, right? With doing GPR and everything like that. And it looked like a big football shaped object that was about 1,000 feet long. Okay. So they did this, and for some reason in my head, as I'm watching this, it flashed back to Roswell in the when Roswell happened, where if you guys have studied Roswell at all, the not the sergeant, the guy underneath the sergeant, they said the material that they found, anyway, I'm so out of it today. I'm so sorry, guys. The material that they found, if you were light with it, it crinkled like aluminum foil. But when it bounced back if you let it go, and it was hard metal. It could be, hey, Michigan man, Rob, how you doing? How you doing? That could be too, Andy. Yeah, I almost Lieutenant. Thank you. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But yeah, so it got me thinking. I'm like, with all the UFOs, is it us in the future? Now, supposedly we live past, present, and future all together at the same time. Okay. A lot of people have said that because that's why we have the Mandela effect. That's why we have things change. Okay. Like when somebody sees a doppelganger, like somebody said the other day to Eddie, hey, I seen you over by South Central Hardware with your dog. He's like, it wasn't me. She goes, yeah, we sat there and talked, and it was like your dog was. He's like, I don't have a dog, So, and to me, it's almost like if we had done something different, exactly, time doesn't exist. You're exactly right. It is human. It's a human invention. There's no time. There's no concept of time in anywhere but Earth. And I feel like, with that being said, with this person seeing him with a dog, like something we could have changed the future. Because like last year, we were thinking about getting a dog because we lived out in the camper. So we're allowed to have a dog out there because it's our camper, right? We just can't bring it in the hotel, obviously. So, I mean, did we change something back then to where we could have had a dog, and she's seeing the residual from that? Right? I don't know. You know me. I just bounce ideas. This is what happens in my head, guys, all the time. They have that, Shrimp Shack. They have that. There he goes, talking about donuts. God bless America. What was your career path? A seaman or a baker? I'm so confused right now. To me, it all ties together. It all ties together. The linear time, okay. I know, Mary, right? Freaking donuts. So, I mean, obviously, we're never going to find out what happened to the flight, Malaysia flight. Oh, I did want to also, before I go, see, Eddie's a cook. I was a lead cake decorator before. Now I, obviously run the front desk, but where is my email? Since we are into May right now, and this is the first Wednesday I've gotten to speak, I have the UFO statistics. So the sightings by country, United States has had 700. This is by MUFON. And if anybody don't know what MUFON is, the Mutual UFO, I forgot the end part. Network. The Mutual UFO Network. So sightings by country for April, 770 in the United States, 93 in the United Kingdom, Canada 52, Brazil 11, India 10, Australia 9, France 7, Mexico 6, Netherlands, Germany 6, Netherlands and Germany 6, Italy 5, Peru, Spain, Argentina, and Ireland all have 4. Romania, Portugal, Croatia, Poland, Czech Republic, Costa Rica all have 2. And then Switzerland, Dominican Republic, Senegal, Norway, Saudi Arabia, Philippines, Norway, South Africa, Belgium. Basically everywhere else has seen 1. The total UFO sightings was 1,026 last year, or in April alone. The most by state, California was 90, Texas 53, Florida 46, Washington 35, Arizona 33, Illinois 30, Pennsylvania 29, Georgia 28, Michigan 27, New York 25, Oregon 23, North Carolina 21, Ohio 20, Missouri, Colorado, Indiana, Wisconsin, we're all at 18. Kansas, New Mexico, Kentucky. Kansas and New Mexico had 13. Kentucky, New Jersey, South Carolina had 12. Tennessee, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Idaho, Virginia had 11. Nevada had 10. Iowa had 9. Utah had 8. Alabama had 7. Maine and Massachusetts also had 7. Mississippi, Montana, and Maryland had 6. Wyoming and Louisiana had 4, along with Connecticut, which had 4 too. Vermont, New Hampshire had 3. Delaware, Hawaii had 2. Nebraska, Rhode Island, and West Virginia had 1. Take care, Rob. Have a good day, hon. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, okay there, Andy. I don't care what people think. I really don't. I don't care what people I don't care what people think. I don't think that sounded very rude, and I don't mean it that way. I just know what I feel in my heart when it comes to certain things. I think it's all connected, and I think we have a lot of weird things going on the earth that can't be explained, whether it be paranormal, UFO related, cryptozoology. Not that everything that people have seen, I believe in their experiences. Okay, like I said before, I think everything is related. If you have a paranormal investigator that believes in demons, right? I believe they will, in their lifetime, have a demon experience, whether they be attacked, possessed, whatever. They'll have that experience. If a person believes in aliens, I believe in their lifetime they will experience something, whether that sees a UFO or even further. You know what I mean? Somebody that believes in cryptozoology and cryptids, I believe in they'll see Bigfoot, they'll see, Dogman, Mothman, whatever. I believe it all stems from what the world is you live in. Kind of like I've said before, I believe everybody goes where they believe they're going to go when they die. If you believe in God and heaven, when you pass on, you'll go to heaven. You'll go to your own paradise, basically. Exactly. And that's the thing. And my biggest thing is, and I can't. Have you guys ever seen the movie Lucy? Right now, I want to freaking cry. That movie at the end made me freaking cry like a baby. Why? I have no fucking clue. But something obviously resonated. Not I Love Lucy, just the movie Lucy. I cried like a baby. And a lot of that, I believe, is because when I had my astral travel and my near-death experience, I really felt like that. I was all-knowing, not coldish as Lucy was in the end. Oh, okay. Yes, Andy. Okay, yeah. I felt that way. I really, honestly, truly felt that way. I cried like a baby with that movie. And if you haven't seen it, please see it. It's so freaking good. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson plays Lucy. And it's just, I honestly feel that my soul resonated with how she was at the end, if that makes sense. And again, my whole other thing with aliens, if I find out that the government, obviously, maybe they don't know about aliens, they've seen the weird shit and trying to figure it out too. I don't know. It'll all come out in the end, I think. Obviously, if there is aliens, but if there is, how many lives were destroyed? Because people couldn't open up about what they believed. Right, Andy. Exactly. So, and I really resonated with that movie at the end. I mean, I'm sure maybe I could have had the moves that she had because she kicked ass. Yeah. But of course, it's Scarlett Johansson, so she always kicks ass. It is her, what can I say? So, UFO shapes reported. Star-like. Now we're seeing a lot more, because I research this stuff all the time. There's a lot of more star-shaped, like people thinking it's a star that they're seeing. Then it zips away. Not like a satellite. They see the star, like that freaking one that disappeared the night that I tried to convince Eddie that it wasn't a UFO. And then it freaking disappeared on me. So people have seen 207 of the star-like UFOs. 179 of the circle, 99 of the spear, 89 is unknown, other is 71, triangle is 59. We were seeing them like a couple years ago, the triangles. Discs are still around at 51%, or 51 reported. Oval 42, cigar shape 24, fireball 19, cylinder 16, boomerang 14, not available 14, square or rectangular 14, flash 12, TikTok 8, diamond, blimp, egg, oh no, diamond's 8, blimp, egg, teardrop, and bullet or missile 6. Could be, Andy, could be. Saturn-like 4, cross and cone 3, and chevron 2. Distances from witnesses in the month of April, less than 100 feet, 99, 100 to 500 feet away, 84, 501 feet to 1 mile, 136 people, over 1 mile away, 287, unknown, 103. I'd probably be the unknown. I'm the type that would look up and go, I don't know how freaking far it was from me. I just saw it right there, you know. When it comes to shit like that, I'm so bad at that. No value, 47 people. I don't know what that means though. Most impressive, there were 28 landings, hoverings, or takeoffs reported and 35 entities observed. And this goes, MUFON really does. They're very, I wouldn't say they're skeptical, but they really look at this whole story. That could be, Andy. I mean, yeah, you really could. Definitely. My belief is they're out there in the universe and they're cloaked. I really believe that. Or they're remotely or something. Yeah. Or they're like there's holograms. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's just so weird. Like the whole that's why I struggle with the whole what's it called? Hello. Fake alien invasion with our government. I can see our government doing that. Having a fake alien nation so everybody would come together and be loving, just like this virus, right? But it's not working for them. Right? Exactly. Trying to see what else. Thank you, Vicky, for liking the stream. I appreciate that. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I can totally see them doing that, Lunar. And I mean, I can see them doing that, and then I don't know. Chad just needs to make another movie so I can figure out what's going on. When I say Chad, I mean Chad Kalick. And you guys know I've talked about him before many times. He is going to go meet David Skyfall in Australia, and I can't wait to hear the podcast that comes out of that. When was this? Oh, in 2000. ITC. So this is from 2016, but does anybody know who John Logie Baird is? He's a Scottish engineer, inventor, and innovator. Intriguingly, he's like, so if this was in 16, so this year June would mark his 74th year. Yeah, 74th year of death. I want to go to Skinwalker Ranch, Andy. What? Who? John Baird? He was a bear? Oh, oh yeah. Area 52. I read that wrong. If you do, let me know. I'll go with you. Honestly. But see, Area 52 now, we have an Area 52, which is Dulce Air Force Base. Andy. Well, that's the thing too, is I never thought about this until I started watching Skinwalker Ranch. Because as some of you may know, not only Skinwalker Ranch is a thing for UFOs, it's also a thing for cryptoids. Where a lot of people see some weird shit. Weird animals. You know what I mean? That's where cattle get mutilated, whether it be alien or not. But there's a lot of crypts in there too. But if you think about it, where they blew up the bomb, the nuclear bomb, the wind went through, like all that radiation and everything went through Skinwalker Ranch. Or where they test bombs, I should say. So, I mean, that could explain for a lot of cryptids that people see running out of Skinwalker Ranch. If anybody's seen Alien Highway, I have the answer for what they were talking about. I think I have the answer. I could be totally wrong. But if anybody's seen Alien Highway, when he went to investigate the outskirts of Skinwalker Ranch. That's true, Andy. That's true. You never know. When it comes to Native American folklore, I don't screw around with that shit. Do you know what I mean? I mean, me being Seneca Indian anyway, I don't know if it just resonates with me on some molecular level, but I'm very scared of Native American. Like, I like knowing what they think is going on, because I believe that they, and I'm not saying that just because I am Indian, or Native American, whatever. Their folklore means a lot to me. Even the natives up here, there's different tribes up here that, and they still live in like villages, like well, hell, I don't even know if they have electricity, but I mean, there's villages out there that have no grocery store, they survive, you know what I mean? And it's one of my friends is Yupik, and I ask her all the time the lore, her lore and everything. Like, she thought her house was haunted. I haven't been out there to investigate or anything yet, but we're going over like what she saw and what her native lore is, because I believe that's where, Well, that's okay, Andy, because when I asked my dad, I remember I was doing a project for school and asked what my nationality was. He said, just go into school and tell them you're plain old Yankee Doodle. So when anybody asks my nationality, I say Yankee Doodle. Actually, I don't. I say I'm a Nazi wearing wooden shoes, dancing around a campfire, drinking a spot of tea. That's what I actually say. I know some of you have heard that before. But anyway, John Logie Baird died on June 4th, 1946. Intriguingly, like some other notable figures of his time, he was drawn to an idea that the dead can communicate with the living. So how did these men of science attempt to uncover the truth behind paranormal? Andy. Baird achieved what others thought was impossible, transmitting what he called the living image. He was also one of many reputable scientists and inventors in the early 20th century who were intrigued by the paranormal. Baird's grandson, Ian Logie Baird, former curator of a television of the National Media Museum in Bradford, says that in the 1920s and 30s, there was much more blurred line between science and spiritualism than there is today. Parts of this was drawn by the massive sense of loss resulting from World War I. A large part of a generation of men was missing and everybody was affected by it. Many prominent and reputable men thought it was their duty to investigate the spirit phenomenon, using their expertise to try to decipher so-called supernatural events. Baird's brief foray into the world of paranormal began shortly after his television achievement. According to his musings, in Sermons, Soap, and Television, autobiographical notes by John Logie Baird, he thought it would be possible to use infrared or ultraviolet rays in place of light in order to send an image into complete darkness. With the help of his assistant Wally, he tried UV first, which it affected the boy's eyes, so he switched to infrared. Baird used electrical files to produce the radiation, writing that they were practically heat rays. I added more fires until Wally was nearly roasted alive. Then I put a dummy's head and added more fires, and then the head went up in flames. After this disaster, Baird decided to try shorter infrared waves. He did this by using ordinary electric bulbs covering with a thin line of ebonite, which cut off the light, but let the infrared rays pass. Wally managed to sit under this apparatus without much pain, and Baird saw him on the screen, although he was in total darkness. That was something new and strange. I actually am seeing a person without light, he wrote. Newspaper called it seeing in the dark. Continued to exhibit his achievements to science and other interested parties, and while staying in a hotel under one such demonstration, he befriended an elderly professor, and he had begun to called into and investigate a medium called Marjorie. A respectable married lady who in her early life had lost her only son. The boy, called Jack, had supposedly slit his throat with a razor in a fit of depression, leaving blood-stained thumb marks on the handle. The razor had been locked away untouched after the incident. Marjorie, heartbroken, joined a spiritualistic circle to try to explain to Jack again, or try to speak to Jack again. She was discovering to have astonishing medium powers, Baird wrote, touching the spirits. During a seance led by Marjorie in a dark, quiet room, she became entranced, and Baird wrote that her body exuded with the opposite of a strange vapor called ectoplasm. You guys remember? Hey, Freaky Geek, how you doing, hon? Welcome. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this up is actually... No, that's not what I wanted. Let me see if I can pull this up. Is it what I showed Monday? No, that's not it. I don't know. I had a picture. I believe I had a picture of Marjorie with the ectoplasm and all that. No worries, Freaky Geek. You okay? I hope everything's okay. I was wondering where you were. I saw you post once in a while on Facebook because I'm not usually on Facebook that much. So her body exuded with orifices. Its orifices, a strange vapor called ectoplasm. It floated about her like a cloud and was in such fine and mysterious nature that it could be used by the spirits to build ectoplasmic bodies. The spirit of Jack appeared answering questions and using the ectoplasm to materialize his hand, moving objects and touching the audience. When the elderly professor was called in, Baird wrote that the professor approached the whole matter with complete skepticism. Nice. That sounds nice, Freaky Geek. Baird wrote that the professor approached the whole matter with complete skepticism and went to work with carefully thoroughness of highly trained scientific observer. As the room was dark, he was at a disadvantage. According to the old tales, ectoplasm is instantly destroyed by light and can badly affect the medium, causing bleeding and even death. The professor shook his hand with Jack, saying it felt hard and cold like the skin of a serpent. Baird wrote that the professor wanted to compare thumbprints of the ectoplasm hand to the bloodstained prints on the razor. The spirit, Jack agreed, and pressed his hand on a piece of wax. The prints were identical. The professor had an idea and heard that I had a device which enabled a person to see in the dark, the infrared. Welcome back. He wanted to borrow so that he could watch the whole process of the materialization. Now I got to find that picture. I really do. Marjorie and the ectoplasm. I'll shit if something comes up. Oh, of course. They did. All right, let me share the screen so you guys can see what I am talking about. So this was the pictures that people got of the ectoplasm coming out of her. This was remember, they were looking in that thing that he made about seeing in the dark, the infrared. They used in Happening in Connecticut. Let me search that up. Is that a movie or a show or? Seances. Movie? Okay. Oh, A Haunting in Connecticut? Did you get? Did it have ectoplasm too? Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't want to scare anybody. Hold on. We'll go to the images. That kind of does look like it, right? Yeah. That kind of does look like it. Yep. Oh, that's not a big picture. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It looks like, because it looks like a doily to me. Yeah, right here. Coming out of her ear. Oh, with a face. It looks like a face in there. I hate that Google did this with the images. I wish they'd open image, new tab. Hold on. There's like a face in there. You guys see that? Am I sharing it? Hopefully I'm sharing it. Yeah. There's like the eyes, the eyebrow, the lips, the nose. Oh, there could be another face. I see an eye and a nose there too. Ooh, that's creepy. That's creepy. Yeah, see? So, I mean, to sit there and like, if this was really true and wasn't put on, this hand that came made from the ectoplasm. Yeah, it does, right? Probably. You never know. But yeah, but back then, was that from the, oh, that was from the movie though, right? That might be even actual pictures of Marjorie. But if this ectoplasm, if they got the fingerprint from that person and it was the same as the bloodstain prints on the razor, that's kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. He wanted to borrow this so he could watch the whole process of materializations without destroying the ectoplasm. Unfortunately, as Baird went to arrange this, the professor died in a motor accident. A spiritualist said that it was the action of the spirit forces and result of effort to pry into sacred secrets. Well, that's apparently what happened to Ed and Lorraine Warren. They almost got into a car accident when they were transporting Annabelle from where she first came from. Baird wrote that he was convinced that discoveries of far-reaching importance remain wanting along those shadowy and discredited paths. Ian Logie Baird says his grandfather was not an avid spiritualist like some of his colleagues, but he was somewhat intrigued by the phenomenon. He dipped a toe in that world through some of his contacts. Sometimes after the Marjorie event, Baird wrote that he was invited to another seance to claim that this would give defined infutable evidence of the survival of a personality after death. At the seance, a dense purple cloud formed in the darkness, and a spirit signaled from the audience by tapping in Morse code. The message was directed to Baird, and it came in no less a personage than Thomas Alva Edison. He wrote, Baird added that Edison had been experimenting with noctovision, invisible light, in his home on the astral plane, and was convinced that he would prove of great use in assisting communication between the living and those who have passed over. But to use it would now incur grave danger, Edison assured. Ooh, that's like the movie, The one with Michael Keaton, where they're going to get you if you peer into the unknown, or ITC. The agnostics Thomas Edison, before his unfortunate demise and apparently otherworldly communications to Baird, had always been intrigued by ghosts and the paranormal. No, not The Shining. Oh, damn. Hold on. No, I'm kidding. Who did I say? Michael Keaton. I should have known that. Michael Keaton, ITC. And Michael Keaton, Itchy. Don't get me wrong, I always spell Michael wrong. White Noise. The movie White Noise. That was a good movie. Of course, I'm biased because I love Michael Keaton. He's my favorite actor. In 1920, he announced that he was building a device that would let us hear voices of the deceased. Some American people thought it was a joke, but there was no record evidence of Edison actually designing, let alone building, his ghost phone. However, it is discovered that although English language editions of his memoirs, diary, and sundry observation had admitted his dabbling into the paranormal, the 1949 French version still contains his findings. This edition shows how Edison attempted to discover foundations for his ghost phone by amplifying sound from his phonographs, a device developed in 1877 as a result of the prolific inventor's work in the telegraph and telephone. The spirit phone echoes tools used in modern-day ghost hunting. See? You didn't like that film? I know, it makes you think, right? I'm telling you. But I used to do ITC. I got to remember how to do it because I really want to. I have an old TV, and you play it on a loop with a video camera, which I have. I just got to remember how to do it. I got to find the schematics of it. But I like old ITC. I like old. I guess I'm stuck in the old days. I don't know. But I like using. I always sleep with the television on. I got to have my cartoons on. The spirit phone echoes tools used modern day in ghost hunting, like electronic voice phenomena, where one hears ghostly voices on playback of magnetic tape or digital recording, but not during the recording time. No, that's poltergeist, freaky. They're here. Chartered psychologist Colum Cooper and ghost hunter Stephen T. Parsons, editors of Paracoustics, Sound and the Paranormal, say much like seeing images in the cloud, audio can act the same way with regards to our perception and interpretation of what we're exposed to. We're drawn to picking out human faces or feel human. Yeah, pareidolia. Yes, but I don't know. This applies to visual and audio stimulus. Parsons and Cooper added that Edison was particularly influenced by his own beliefs, having been raised by parents involved in spiritualism and later hiring laboratory assistants with keen interest in psychology research and professing psychic abilities themselves. This may have been true as Edison's quest into the supernatural continued until, and apparently even after, his death. He was in contact with the alleged inspired another well-known spiritualist, Sir William Crookes, who claimed to have captured ghosts on camera. So spirit photographs were met with unrestrained hostility among the scientific community, yet Crookes soldiered on. See, I dream about whatever I hear on, like, if I fall asleep with, like, say, Ghost Adventures on TV, right? I will have a dream that I'm with them investigating wherever they're investigating. If I mean, that's how I have some scary dreams, because I fall asleep to some weird shit. That's why I now fall asleep to cartoons, because then I just dream. See? Yeah. See? Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what I'm saying. If you fell asleep to Roger Rabbit, you might just get that Jessica Rabbit, you know, whispering naughty things in your ear. That's what I do. I have some very weird dreams, and, you know, yeah. Yep. I always do. I fall asleep. And what's nice is, like, Nickelodeon has, like, the old cartoons on now, you know, like Doug. And I mean, that's not old, but, you know, Ren and Stimpy, and for some reason Dogma came to mind, but that's not that's a movie. It's an awesome movie, but it's one of my favorite movies. But oh my god, the Wallaby. Rocco's Modern Life, stuff that my oldest daughter used to watch on Nickelodeon. So it's like, you know, that's true, Freaky Geek. That is true. Yeah. See, Andy, isn't that wild? That's why I say little things like that to freak my husband out. Like when last night he's like, after we watched Skinwalker Ranch, he's like, "Why you gotta play that right before we go to bed?" I'm like, "So you can get downloads." He's like, "What?" I mess with him all the time about that stuff. Okay, Freaky Geek, hurry back. I'm almost done here anyway. But yeah, I mean, I like hearing that people strived to, even though being criticized, they kept going in this field. I mean, if they didn't do what they did back then, we wouldn't have what we had what we have now, right? Like, if it wasn't for Edison screwing around with shit, if it wasn't for Baird doing his thing, we might not have EVPs today. You know, I mean, just so much going on. Well, Edison and his ghost phone too, right? Things like that. I love hearing about people thinking outside the box. That's like I said, I watch these different shows to get ideas, right? And as soon as which they haven't shipped yet, when my stuff comes in to make my mini portal, I have an idea that I want to try out and experiment with. I can't. Exactly, Andy. You're exactly right. The strongest films aren't so much the ones that terrify you at the time, rather the ones that play on your mind later. Yes, exactly. I agree with that. I've never, and that goes back to like Lucy, I've never experienced that much. I mean, I was sobbing. Like, I've never cried sobbing like that over a movie. Oh, I wish I could, Andy. I wish I was smart enough. I'm not that smart. You know, and then that was the other thing that got me thinking with the whole Skinwalker Ranch, is because they're trying to do all these testings and that. If you guys haven't watched it, please watch it. It's pretty cool. Because they got real scientists in there, and they got, you know, of course, just people that are worried about what's going on, and everything. And the way all the data is leading to like there could be a wormhole up at a certain thing in the air, right? Who's to say there's not a wormhole? I mean, do you know how many experiments they freaking made a black hole like that? Why would you do that? Why would you try to do that? Let's make a black hole. You know what I mean? Right, exactly. Kind of like that hand sticking out of the wall that you shot down my theory. But maybe it's the feeling. Maybe they didn't see things with their, like they didn't see Eddie looking at them with their eyes. Maybe they just felt it. Like you're all knowing when you die. This is true. This is true, Andy. Why not wormhole in the air? We have enough assholes on the ground level. That is so freaking true, right? But I mean, that's hard for a scientist to come up with, that this has got all the meanings of a wormhole. And he's just like, I know, it's out there. Welcome back, Freaky Geek. It's out there, you know. I don't know. I just want to go to Skinwalker Ranch. I want to experience it for myself. I want to figure out what's going on. Not that I'm smart enough to figure out what's going on, because I am not that smart. But that's why I like programs, though, watching these programs, because it what, Ron, did you think he called you a? There are 2 different shows or movies on Skinwalker. I think there's been a lot of things about Skinwalker Ranch. You guys are too funny. I love you guys. I love coming and talking with you guys. But yeah, there's been a lot of different shows or movies on Skinwalker Ranch. Welcome back, Eli. The newest one, the one that I watch, I can't remember what it's called. It's on, well, I go through Philo, but let's see. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. See, I'll let you delve into the shows that I watch. These are all on my saved on my TV out there. I might be messing with the TV out there. I don't think so, though. These are the shows that I watch. Egyptians, Unexplained Files, Ghost Adventures, Bar Rescue. That's Eddie's. That's not me. History, Forbidden History. I don't really watch that one. I don't know why I saved it. Black Files, Declassified, Expedition Unknown, Ghost Nation, Dead Files, Haunting and Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, Codes and Conspiracies. Of course, a bunch of UFO stuff. Holzer Files, CIA Declassified. This is the shit I watch. This is why I'm nuts, guys. This is why. This is why I'm nuts. I mean, some of these are just on there because they're upcoming and I don't know what they're about. So I save them so I don't forget. Yes, I'm very into Nazi like about the bell and everything. Why, Andy? I can just imagine. But yeah, this is what I watch. This is all saved. I love Decoded. I wish Brad Meltzer would come back and do Decoded. I absolutely love that show. I miss that show so freaking much. I haven't watched these in a long time. He got the gas bell. That's wrong. That's so wrong. Yeah, so that's basically what I watch, guys. So you can. This is why I'm crazy. That's all it. Now, mind you, I watch Ghost Adventures because I don't like. I like to see the equipment they're using. I'm not a big Ghost Adventures fan. I used to be, but I'm sure they do, Andy. I'm sure they do. But yeah, see, that's why I watch all that stuff and make myself crazy. Hey, could have done that too, Freaky Geek. Definitely. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end the show here. And of course, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and cue up the credits. I thank you guys so much for being here. I wish my shit didn't disappear and I could indulge into more of the Thai Twitter Malaysia flight missing plane. But I thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you watching. Tomorrow is game day, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. I'm so lost in my days. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And take care. Be safe out there. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Take care. Thank you. Love you guys.